Hi, and welcome to ENV 271, Principles of Site Assessment. My name is Amy Mann, and I'll be your instructor for this course. I'm really excited to spend the semester with you learning about how we can investigate a site to determine whether or not there may be the presence of contamination on that site. But before we dig into the course content, I want to take a few minutes to review some background course policies so that you know what you need to be really successful in this class. So I'm going to talk with you about the syllabus, the course schedule, my grading policy, and using D2L. But first, let's take a second to talk about being successful in college. I want to remind you that if you have learning issues, please see the ADA office. Accommodations may be available. If you had an IEP plan in high school, you may be eligible for accommodations. So I strongly recommend that you go and see our ADA office for more information. If you have questions about who to talk to, I can give you that information. Just send me a note and we can talk about that. Also, please remember that you're paying to be here. You have made a choice to come to college and learn this content, so make the most of your time and your money. Get involved in the classes, make friends with people in your major, participate in clubs and activities, and come to class prepared, engaged, and ready to learn. I love it when you have done the reading and you have lots of questions and you want to talk about issues. I think that's really fun and exciting. I want you to participate often. I have no problem with you asking me to stop talking so that you can ask a question, or just really wanting to see you be involved in this class. Remember that attitude is critical in everything we do, so let's try to have fun together, maintain a positive attitude, and learn this content. So in this class, we're going to talk about polluted sites, or sites that could potentially be polluted. So we're going to look at state and federal agency data that talks about environmental protection. I'm going to teach you how to find those resources and how to search through them. We'll look at those resources and come up with lists of potential hazards on the site. I'll teach you about different types of contamination. We'll talk about the National Environmental Policy Act. And this is the big one. I'm going to teach you how to conduct a Phase 1 environmental site assessment according to the ASTM standard. In all your classes in this program, I do expect you to be able to demonstrate professional and ethical conduct as expected in the industry. I expect all students to come to all classes on time and prepared. If for some reason you miss work, you must make it up within 7 calendar days. In this class, homework, in-class activities, and projects are going to be worth 30% of your final grade, so you'll see that they're absolutely essential to passing. Tests are worth 20% of the final grade, and you're going to have 2 tests worth 10% each. You will complete a final project, which is actually a Phase 1 site assessment meeting the ASTM standards, and that's going to be worth 35% of your final grade. Participation is worth 5% of your grade. Please note that this grading policy is subject to change if we have some sort of issue come up during the semester and I need to adjust the schedule. I will let you know if anything changes. I do not accept late submissions. All late submissions will receive a grade of 0. I've taught this class many times, and experience shows that if you do not do your homework, you will fail the class. Now, if you have an extenuating circumstance come up that is going to make it impossible for you to submit the work on time, please reach out to me and let me know, and we can discuss it. However, I need you to reach out to me in advance whenever possible. If you reach out to me after the fact, it will be harder for me to be able to accept that late submission. But my standard policy is that I do not accept late submissions unless there is a documented significant issue that arises. The course schedule is posted under the Syllabus Schedule and Policies tab on D2L. So if you have any questions about what we're going to be doing at any time, please take a look at that. And please note that the schedule is subject to change. I use D2L extensively for this class, so you must understand how to use D2L. If you are struggling with how to use D2L, there are some great resources for you under the Resources tab on the portal. You'll submit all of your homework by D2L. Written questions should be typed out in Word or other word processing software, and sketches and drawings should be scanned or photographed and submitted. I expect you to come to class prepared with all materials. Listen attentively and please ask me questions. I'm always happy to talk with you about any questions you might have. Participate in discussions. They're going to be much more interesting if you participate. Please stay off your phones and social media, have a positive attitude, and be willing to try. And finally, we're going to be together all semester, so we might as well enjoy it. So please enjoy learning. The homework that I assign is assigned for a purpose. I realize that you're a busy person, and I do not assign busy work. Everything that I assign is designed to reinforce the content that we've discussed in the class. So I ask you to start that homework early. If you don't understand something, ask me for help. And it's a lot easier to get me and ask me for help if you start that homework early. If you start the homework at midnight, the night before it's due, and you realize you have an issue, you may not be able to get in touch with me to be able to resolve that issue in time to meet the due date. Use me as a resource. I'm here to help you, and I want to help you. Please come visit me during office hours. There's tutoring hours in the math lab and in the writing center. You should visit those places for extra help. Feel free to ask me questions. You can ask me questions about class assignments, homework, about readings, about jobs in the field, or anything that you might think I could be able to help you with. I'm happy to talk to you. Finally, if you have an issue that's getting in the way of your success, please discuss it with me. The environmental field requires critical thinking, and I expect you to be able to work independently. I want you to be able to manage your workload to meet course requirements. So if you find that you're struggling with that, I want you to take a minute to look at the workload that you have and whether or not you think it's manageable. I'm always happy to chat with you about that as well. I'm happy to answer any question you might have, but I do want you to try and figure things out first on your own. I don't want you to just not even try something and ask me for the answer. I want you to try to struggle through for a little bit, try to figure it out yourself. And then if you still have a question, please let me know, and I'm happy to talk with you. Finally, the environmental field is heavily regulated. We deal with regulations every day. You need to be able to follow instructions. So when I give you an assignment that is very specific about the format that you need to submit the assignment is, that's not because I'm being nitpicky. It's because I'm training you to follow those regulations in the environmental field. So please pay attention to detail and follow instructions. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to working with you this semester.